Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor has made it her mission to help all children shine. And the justice is a best-selling children's book author already. Her latest is Just Shine, How to Be a Better You. And it tells the story of her mother, Celina, who helped everyone around her shine their brightest. It's available in both English and Spanish. And here's a preview of the audiobook recorded by Grammy-winning artist Gloria Estefan.
Listen closely, and I will tell you a story. A story about Celina. On the outside, Celina looked like any other girl you might know. But on the inside, she had a heart so big she filled her world with love. And that love was so bright, she lit up everyone around her.
Beautiful picture there from the first page of the book. And Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor joins us first on CBS Mornings. Justice, thank you very much for being here. I want to get to the beautiful ideas in this book. It's a tribute to your mother. It's about seeing others, helping them be their best. But I think a lot of our viewers are going to be wondering about this case yesterday, about enforcement actions in Los Angeles. You say it opens the door to what amounts to racial profiling. Your colleague, Justin Kavanaugh, says it's just common sense to look in the areas where immigration violations are most likely. What he says is common sense, you say is unconstitutional. Help us understand that.
I can't and I won't. It's a pending case right now. And as a result, I don't talk about pending cases before the Supreme Court. We've decided this one issue, but the case is going back down. There will be further proceedings in the court below. And so you have to rely on the public reading what we write.
Do you think the words speak for themselves, what you said?
Oh, I think so. I think I try to be as clear as possible to explain to people, as I think I did in the opinion, the reasons why I believe it's unconstitutional. And many of my reasons are based solely on the precedents that have established what reasonable cause for police to stop individuals are.
Can you talk about what concerns you?
No, because the opinion does that.
Okay.
But what I can say is I often ask people when they react to an opinion, they do so on the basis of newspaper reports, and I encourage them to educate themselves and read the actual decisions. Don't take snippets, but try to understand what the logic of each side is.
May I ask just one process question? So you do write in the opinion that this is a misuse of the emergency docket. It gets a little technical for people, but basically there are two tracks for a Supreme Court case. There's one that goes through oral arguments, and then you get kind of a vote and decisions. And then there's this emergency docket, sometimes called the shadow docket. Why is this a misuse of that docket?
You're starting at the wrong starting place. Cases start in the lower courts, district court, then circuit court. If you disagree with what the one judge decides on the district court, you can go to a panel of judges, which is called the Court of Appeals. And from there, you go to the Supreme Court. The emergency docket is just that. It's a situation in which you're trying to bypass the decisions of the lower court before they're finished. You want the Supreme Court to intervene early in the case. That's why it's called an emergency docket, not because it's an important issue as such, but because it's bypassing a normal process. And so when someone says that it's a misuse of that process, they're talking about whether it's right for the court to intervene at that moment.
I heard what you said about not being able to talk about specific cases and the words speak to them for themselves. But broadly speaking, are you concerned about the direction the country's going as you sit on the Supreme Court? Can you talk about your feelings about that, where we are at this moment in time?
You know, I don't think whether I'm concerned matters. I think what matters is whether people are concerned. All right? Because I'm a Supreme Court justice. I get to decide individual cases. I get to speak my mind about them. All right? In the end, I don't change what exists. People change what they don't like, or they support what they do like. But either way, the power of change is in people. That's the message of Just Shine.
Yeah.
In the end, for me, the power of change is in the hands of children.
Yeah.
When you think about our parents,
Yes.
we as parents, don't have children, but I have a lot of godchildren and a lot of children in my life. We've really messed up the world, haven't we? We have two world wars going.
A lot of people agree with you about that.
Regional difficulties, health, education, environmental problems. The world is filled with difficulties. Who's going to change that if we're not?
But in
kids.
your book, The World of Change, Celina, one thing about change for her was by showing love in all different forms.
Yes.
That's the crux of who this little girl, your mother, was, by showing love in all of its different forms in many different ways. Is that your message for all of us?
It's not just love. It's attention and caring. Because love is, we often have children who misbehave.
Yes.
We don't like their bad acts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we still like them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
We wouldn't send them back.
And
Yeah.
we wouldn't send them back.
Right.
Although there are moments when we think about it. But we don't do it, okay? And we don't do it because what love means to me, and it did to my mother, is caring about people, caring and understanding them, listening,
Yeah.
showing your love by showing them the best side of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what this book is trying to show kids, that they can make the world light up.
Yeah. And in these times, we need sagacious voices like yours to inspire the next generation. But also, there are lessons within this book that adults can take away, that
Yes.
our leaders can take away. What larger message are you sending to those that aren't just kids?
Well, if you read the story, you realize that I didn't come to recognize that my mother was my greatest teacher until she passed.
Yeah.
When people ask you, who was your favorite teacher? Everybody responds with a school-based person,
Yeah.
right? Nobody ever says, my mother, my father.
Right.
It is parents who are your first teacher
Yeah.
and the longest lasting teacher in terms of the lessons you take.
That's where you get the foundation, for sure.
And parents set the example. And so for me, in reading this book,
Yeah.
I hope parents are paying attention that my mother was leading by example.
Thank you for setting an example.
Thank you.
And now you're setting an
Yeah,
example.
and thank you for being here. And I hear you loud and clear. You say, read the opinions and read the books.
Exactly.
All right,
Tony's
Just
a good
Shine.
student, yeah.
Just Shine is the book. It's on sale right now. And you can see more with Justice Sotomayor when she sits down with Stephen Colbert tonight on The Late Show.